Oh, we are crossing the freedom river. Hear it calling, just like the ringing of a bell. There'll be no stopping, no need to reconsider. We got to see that promised land for ourselves. Oh, we are crossing the freedom river. Hear it calling, just like the ringing of a bell. There'll be no stopping, no need to reconsider. Got to see that promised land for ourselves.
We were slaves down in Egypt, working all day in the sun, when that no good Pharaoh treated us so wrong. Then God called down to Moses, child, now go and get it done. You got to lead my people back where they belong.
Oh, we are crossing the freedom river. Hear it calling, just like the ringing of a bell. There'll be no stopping, no need to reconsider. Got to see that promised land for ourselves.
We've been walking through this desert now for 40 long years. Must have worn out close to 40 pairs of shoes. And if you're feeling low, well, let me dry your tears.
Come on, sister, ain't you heard the news? That we are crossing the freedom river. Hear it calling, just like the ringing of a bell. There'll be no stopping, no need to reconsider. Got to see that promised land for ourselves.
Well, they say the land of Canaan is full of milk and honey, joy enough for all to go around, yeah. Before we go, I got to say, although it may sound funny, I was feeling lost, but now I think I'm found.
Oh, we are crossing the freedom river. Hear it calling, just like the ringing of a bell. There'll be no stopping, no need to reconsider. Got to see that promised land for ourselves. Oh, we are crossing the freedom river. Hear it calling, just like the ringing of a bell. There'll be no stopping, no need to reconsider. Got to see that promised land for ourselves.
We got to see that
We got to see that promised land for ourselves. We got to see that promised land.
The promised land.
For ourselves.
מי כמוך באלים, אדוני. מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות, עושה פלא. מלכותך רבה ובניך קיים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי, זה אלי, זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. And as we walked upon the shore, right before our eyes, liberation's majesty. Oh, this is where the future lies. With the timbrel in her hand, the wave that's
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to our Erev Shabbat service from Temple Beth Israel in certainly today beautiful Pomona, California in the San Gabriel Valley. Hope you are all enjoying beautiful weather wherever you are. I know on the other side of town from where I live, Rabbi Kupitz is enjoying some beautiful weather because we got the same thing. True?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We say also Moadim L'Simcha, although it will be Chag Sameach as soon as the sun goes down, as we enter into the seventh day of Passover, which is a Chag day, a festival day, and we move out of the intermediate days of Pesach. And we're so happy that you are with us. We're going to start with a few Shabbat songs to get us engaged and ready. Here we go.
Challah, challah, no Shabbat challah, 'cause it's Pesach and we'll all eat matzah. Just a little reminder. Bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bam, yabbi babbi babbi bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shabbat shalom, Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, yabbi babbi babbi bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Take it up now. Clap your hands out there. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Gam yachan. I got that Shabbat feeling up in my rosh, up in my rosh, up in my rosh. I got that Shabbat feeling up in my Rosh to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling down in my Reglayim, down in my Reglayim, down in my Reglayim. I got that Shabbat feeling down in my Reglayim, down in my Reglayim to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling deep in my left, deep in my heart, deep in my left. I got that Shabbat feeling deep in my left, deep in my left to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling bechol gufi, bechol gufi, bechol gufi. I got that Shabbat feeling all over my body, bechol gufi to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling all over me. I got it all over me, all over me. I got that Shabbat feeling all over me, all over me to stay. Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Yes, I got that Shabbat feeling all over me now as we're moving into this Shabbat. Like us to get ourselves into our prayers. We're going to rise in body or in spirit for Baruch Hu, our call to prayer.
We have Nerot, please.
Oh, thank you. We can do that too. Let's let Cantor Paul light those candles behind him.
And we are going to do a festival blessing as well.
Shabbat Vishel Yom Tov.
Yeah.
You have both.
Oh,
Looks like there's only one candle there though.
we had a little collapse, but it's back.
We'll make 3 circles, 1 circle for ourselves and 1 circle for our family, 1 circle for all the people in the world.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
So that blessing, we said, Shel Shabbat V'Shel Yom Tov. That means that we're lighting the candles of both Shabbat and of the holiday, because we're entering the holiday of the 7th day of Passover, which is a special day, our final day of Passover. And we don't do L'chadodi when we have during a holiday. So we're going to skip L'chadodi and go now to Baruch Hu, to our call to prayer, and we can rise in body or in spirit.
La 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
We're going to connect ourselves to the Holy One of blessing and all that is in this world, join in singing Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Well, our tradition teaches us, Judaism teaches us, that on the seventh day of Passover is the day that the Israelites, our ancestors, left Egypt and crossed through the sea on the seventh day. That's when they crossed through the sea and sang their song of celebration. And I'm going to tell a little story about crossing through the sea when we get to the story time of the service. But right now we're going to sing part of that song that they sang in celebration, Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Yabbaim baim bim bai, yabbaim bim bai, yabbaim. Bimbai, yabbai, babimbai, ay, ay, dai, 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 yabbai, babimbai, ay, ay, dai, 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 yabbai, babimbai, mi chamocha, bailim Adonai, mi chamocha, nedar b'kodesh, norati lo, sefele, norati lo, sefele. Yabbaim, bim, bai, yabbaim, bim, bai, yabbaim, bim, bai, yabbaim, bim, bai, ay, ay, dai, 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 yabbaim, bim, bai, ay, ay, yabbaim, bim, bai, yabbaim, bim, bai, yabbaim, bim, bai, habbaim, bim, bai, yabbaim, bim, bai, ay, ay, dai, 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 yabbaim, bim, bai. Die, 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 die. Hey, yababai,
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 yai, bye, bye,
yai, bye, bye,
yai, bye, bye,
yai, bye, bye, bye.
Bim, bye.
We connect ourselves to all who came before us, to our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, to those who crossed through the sea when they left Egypt, to all the way back to Abraham and to Sarah. We sing our Avot Ve'imahot prayer. We'll start with the line that asks God to open our hearts that we may speak words of blessing.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia gitehilatacha Adonai, open up my lips so that I may pray to you with all my heart. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Velohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Velohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Velohei Leah. Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah.
Now it is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all who support it are happy. We sing our Torah song.
Eitz Chaim hi למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר. שלום 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 שלום. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it. All of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it. All who embrace it are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
So this week, as I mentioned, we read the story of the Israelites, of our ancestors leaving and crossing through the sea. When they escaped Egypt, they found the dolphins of the Red Sea waiting for them, chirping their happy dolphin chirping sounds and splashing the blue waters of the Red Sea with their flat tails. Suddenly, the Israelites heard the terrible sounds of Pharaoh's great army chasing them from Egypt. "We are trapped," they screamed. "If we go back to Egypt, Pharaoh and his army will capture us and will make us slaves again." And about this, they were absolutely right. "And if we go forward, we will all drown in the Red Sea." But about this, the people were quite wrong. Moses raised his arm and split the sea right down the middle, so that two huge walls of water stood straight up with just a narrow path of dry seabed in between. The sight of the Red Sea split in half right down the middle with a hallway of dry land between was amazing and confusing to the children of Israel. But could you imagine? Can you just imagine how amazing and confusing this was for the fish of the Red Sea? Now, let's just face it. Fish, well, the average fish is not so smart. And your average Red Sea fish would just be swimming along, minding its own business, when suddenly it would be swimming in midair, which is nowhere if you're a fish. Fish, and more fish just kept plopping and flopping through the wall of water and flopping around in the dry hallway of the Red Sea bottom. The dolphins tried to save their friends, the fish. They swam quickly along the edge of the walls of water, chirping a warning in fish language, "Don't go there." But as I said before, the fish weren't so smart. And so they would ask, "What do you mean, don't go there? Where is there?" And the dolphins would scream, "In the air." And then the fish would say, "Huh? I don't see any air there." And then, of course, by the time this conversation was over, the fish were already in the air, which is nowhere if you're a fish. As if the problem of the not so smart fish in the air was not enough for them, the kindly dolphins of the Red Sea had another problem. our ancestors, the children of Israel, left Egypt with some flocks of sheep and goats and a few cows. And on their way across the Red Sea on the dry hallway of land, some of those flocks strayed a little and walked right through the walls of water and right into the bottom of the Red Sea, which is nowhere if you're a sheep or a goat or a cow. So the dolphins would quickly swim to the bottom of the Red Sea and nudge the animals back into the air, which is somewhere if you're a goat or a sheep or a cow. Now, as if the problems of not so smart fish and not so smart animals were not enough for the kindly dolphins of the Red Sea, there was another problem for them. The army of Pharaoh was gaining on our ancestors, the children of Israel, in their race across the dry hallway of the Red Sea bottom. The dolphins tried to slow down Pharaoh's army by flicking their tails through the walls of water and showering Pharaoh's army and the dry hallway of the Red Sea bottom so that it was not dry anymore. Because of the flicking, the wheels of Pharaoh's war chariots got stuck in the mud. Then God warned the dolphins that the children of Israel were almost all safely on the other side of the Red Sea hallway. The walls of water would soon collapse. But the dolphins were so busy warning the fish and pushing the flocks and flicking Pharaoh's army that some of them did not hear God's warning. Thus, when the walls of water came crashing through, it was quite a scene. Fish and all sorts of stuff going everywhere. The next day, so our children, our ancestors, the children of Israel, continued on their journey, and they never forgot the dolphins that helped them along their way. And eventually, when they left their camp at the shore of the Red Sea, the dolphins were waiting for them, chirping their happy dolphin chirping sounds and splashing the blue waters of the Red Sea with their flat tails. Shabbat Shalom. And now we're going to have a song.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. Shabbat candles are burning bright. The Shabbat and festival candles are burning bright. The Shabbat and festival candles are burning bright. Let us know it's Shabbat and Pesach night. Oh, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. Well, Passover matzah is good to eat. Passover matzah is so good to eat. Passover matzah is so good to eat. It's our special holiday treat on Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. Well, Shabbat day is my favorite day. The last day of Passover is also one of my favorite days. Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. But that's the day I get to say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all of my friends.
Yes, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach to all of you. Just a couple of announcements. First, we have Havdalah tomorrow night. It is at 7:30. Since it gets later, darker. It's also, well, at least in the Reformed tradition and in Israel, tomorrow night ends once the sun goes down. Passover is over. Some of you may come from different backgrounds and you have one more day after that, but our communal norm is that it ends tomorrow night at sundown. So And on April 16th, at our regular Shabbat service, our later Shabbat service, 7:30, we have Rabbi Moshe Waldex, who's going to come and talk about Jewish humor. He wrote the book on it, the big book of Jewish humor. So he's going to come and be our Brenda Rosenfeld scholar on April 16th. So we hope you'll make an effort to join us with that. Cantor Paul, are there other things that you want to announce?
Very little, just for all of the adults among us. There's lots of exciting adult Jewish learning things that are happening in the month of April and beyond. So check your Kehila, check your new email that just came out. It'll give you all the links and all the information. And we look forward to you joining not only Rabbi and myself, but all of our wonderful teachers on one of those programs.
And the last thing is that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we have our 7th-day Passover morning service. That also includes Yizkor memorial prayers for people who are remembering loved ones. The link, again, is in the congregational email that went out, so you can join us on Zoom. It will also be broadcast to Facebook. We'd rather have you on Zoom so we can see you, but happy to have you wherever we can get you. So either way. And we're going to have you gather close with whoever's with you there, your siblings or parents or friends, whoever's with you there at home, as we offer our family blessing.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you with good and keep you safe.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God be with you and be kind to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom.
May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. Thanks so much for being with us. See you
Shabbat
soon.
Shalom and Chag Sameach, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow night.